I've got one hell of a story to tell you. Let's start with this van, Sid the Kid. Named Sid the Kid because he's a VW Shorty. He was cut back in the 90s. Originally being a normal panel van, enjoyed by a builder in London, so I'm told, who then sold to a few people that I actually am friends with now. Little did I know the whole story that's going to unfold. So join me in this episode where I talk a bit more about everything I know about Sid the Kid. So, back in 2000, I picked him up from a good friend of mine called Nick Smith. He found him at Beetle Link, I think it was, rotting away in a field. He decided he was going to get him restored, but didn't have the time. 6 years later, I pleaded Sid off of him, and he sold him to me. A few months went by, and I got him back on the road. Took him to places like Run to the Sun, went to other shows, went to Santa Pod. 2004, that was it. He was parked up, sitting there, rotting away. I didn't have the time or the money to do anything with him. Bit of a sad story, but it gets a whole lot better. 2023, I'm now a business owner. I own Surrey Auto Works, where I get to do what I love doing, restoring classic Volkswagens and other makes and models. Sid was sitting around the back in our car park, destined to be restored one day. The announcement of Run to the Sun come out on Car SOS. And I was thinking, wouldn't that be good if that show was up and running again? They actually stopped, I think it was 2010. Well, after Andreas had his Beetle restored by Lee from Volkswagen Magic, and that episode come out on TV with Sid popping a wheelie like this. Yep, that's Sid back in 2003, I believe. The spark was lit and I wanted to get him back on the road. So, Run to the Sun had just been announced. It was making a comeback. It was coming back in May, and we only had a few months to get Sid up and running again. We pulled him out from the back car park, stripped everything off, flipped him over on his side, and started dealing with all the rust. There was a hell of a lot of work. Started cutting everything off, including the whole front end, which actually I got the new front end from Volkswagen Magic. So whilst I was there, I was chatting to Lee, saying what we're doing, and he was well on board. He said I'd see you at Run to the Sun, and he needed to get Sid done. Many a late night was spent, lots of hard work by the team, from doing all the metal work inside and out, to getting on to the paint and body work. As you can see in all these clips, there was tons to do. After all the metal work was done, it was over to Chris in our body and paint shop here, where he dealt with getting him all reasonably straight. I wasn't bothered, we didn't have time to get him show winning. It was more about getting him back on the road so I could enjoy him. We continued sorting all the body and paint work out until he looked respectable again, and we started building him back up. We had an engine that I'd picked up in 2007 that I'd never even run. This came from the engine shop. Me and Brian got together and started building him up. We originally had an injection system planned for him, but a last minute change because it broke. Well, I had bought that back in, 2010? And some of the wiring just wasn't up to scratch, so we decided to sack that off and stick a couple of carburetors on it. But it ran, it was going to do what we needed to do. We had literally weeks to go until we needed to be in Cornwall. There was the Cool Flow show coming up at Brooklands Museum. We scrambled together, got the engine in, got the last bits and pieces on him. He wasn't finished, but he was good enough to drive. So the shakedown test was to take him to the Cool Flow show at Brooklands Museum, 2023. This was early May. He made it there, made an absolute massive impression, pulling wheelies, doing small little donuts. I think they had a drone flying above me as that was happening. As we got to the gate, as we were leaving, Sid actually broke down. I was thinking, what's going on? It was running. We got to go to the Cool Flow show the day before. Couldn't figure it out. The fuel gauge was wiring backwards. So when it was saying I had a full tank, we actually had an empty tank. Never mind, soon figured that out and off I went. All on my own, all the way to Cornwall. The guys were going, you're absolutely mad, Kaz, but I wanted to do it. So as long as I made sure that needle stayed on empty, I knew I had a full tank. I carried on all the way to Cornwall, 260 miles all the way to Cornwall, with only the bare essentials of tools, a 10mm, a 13mm and some screwdrivers. I was on my way with not a murmur, not a knock, not a bang. It performed perfectly. We got quite the reception when I turned up at Run to the Sun. Lee was there and shouted out this.
Hey guys, so it is Run to the Sun 2023 and it's Sid the Kid! Oh my god, dude! You made it! Brother, you made it!
Made it!
Look at that! True spirit, we've seen this bus on its arse, on its side, probably on its roof. Have you slept? No sleep? No sleep till bedtime?
It's a whole different story what's gone in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, but you're here.
I'm here, we're here.
You're wearing the shirt, brother.
I've got all the merchandise.
All the merch. You deserve all the merch, to be fair. Is this our front panel? There we are. Volks Magic did a tiny, weeny little bit. We did nothing, we just sold some bits. Right, brother, I'm going to get round everyone else.
Take it easy.
Come and get beer.
Yeah, we'll do.
See you later, kid. Ta-ra, pal. Look at that. Yes.
As you can see, I was over the moon to make it. I had such a blast driving down there. He's got a wicked little sound system in there, and I loved every minute of it. We enjoyed the whole Run to the Sun experience. I got on board doing the show and shine with the Volkswagen team. That was an absolute blast. But more to it, Sid made it all the way to Cornwall and back on his own steam, and we got some wicked shots along the way. Check this out, some guys passing me on the way back. Anyway, that's a little bit about Sid the Kid and his adventures. And now we're going to be taking him to the Volkswagen show. So yes, he will be there on display for all you guys to enjoy.
A little accident's happened, guys. Sid got sideswiped. Not my fault. An Audi behind there was trying to do a U-turn and took him out. I'm absolutely gutted. Totally repairable. It proves how tough Sid is. He's taken quite the shunt. Got my son in there as well, so yeah. But we're all fine, everything's all good. The show will go on. Yeah, we'll get it repaired. Oh, that was a bit scary.
We've got quite the mission to get that sorted out. Yes, there's a big hole in the side of him at the minute, but we will get it sorted and he will be at the Volkswagen Show 2024. So check the link below. We'll give you all the information you need to get a ticket and come and see us. All the team will be there, so give us a tap on the shoulder and we will chat to you. Myself and Paul from the Type 2 Detectives will be holding a little chat about a buyer's guide all sponsored by the Heritage Parts Centre. They're helping us at the minute grow this channel. So, hit subscribe below if you like this video and you want to see more on Sid and the whole restoration. There is another episode coming out soon about repairing all the side and getting him ready for the Volkswagen show. We've only got weeks to do it, so in all honesty, I need to put this camera down and crack on. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Cheers!